care and home health care services. And Paige Osborne is here to talk with us about falls, in particularly this morning, and how they affect our aging population. Paige, good to see you here. Statistics on falls, pretty impressive. Leading cause of death among elderly?
That is correct. It's the leading cause of death.
And leading cause of hospitalization.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? What happens? Take us through the chemistry, if you will, of a typical fall.
Okay, let's just look at it. Number one, once a person reaches the age of 65 years old, 1 in every 4 people will fall.
Wow.
Every year. And they report that to the doctor. Once a person reaches the age of 80, 50% of that population falls every single year.
Wow.
And out of all of these falls that take place, then this population of people, 20 to 30% of those people, never return back home, okay? And then a lot of that population ends up, it's the highest cause of mortality because of the falls.
Unbelievable.
As we age, we lose mobility, we lose balance,
Right.
we have problems with dizziness, our vision changes, and then we take medications, our blood pressure changes, we have health problems. All of these causes, all of these reasons lead to people falling.
Well, what you guys are doing here today is talking about maybe how some of the aging population can stay in their homes a little bit longer
That's
or
right.
indefinitely longer. You brought a number of visual aids here. What's the most important thing that we need to consider when we're trying to help our elderly population out with this?
You know, I don't know that I can really say that there's one thing because many things fall into place. But look at the tennis shoes, okay?
Right.
Our senior population may wear slippers or they may not wear well-fitting shoes and they need to have a rubber sole, okay?
Something good to grip the floor with.
Something good to grip the floor with. Look at this rug. The back of this rug does not have a rubber backing, so this is going to slide.
Right.
Okay, but the best choice would be to do away with all of the throw rugs because when the vision changes, what happens is people do not lift their feet as high because they're losing that balance, and so they will trip over a throw rug.
And your depth perception changes a lot along with the vision, and I can certainly see as how that would be
Where
an
do
issue.
you think most falls take place?
Tell me.
55% of all falls take place in the home. Then from in the home, then it takes place in the bathroom. So when people are bathing,
Right.
that's what causes the most accidents.
And those are the ones that are reported. I think we've all known some folks who have
That's right.
fallen, probably should have gotten some medical attention but did not.
300,000 people fracture hips a year. Greater than 95% of those people are women, and that's due to osteoporosis. So the less sedimentary lifestyle that we lead, then we lose bone loss and bone density. We're not up walking, we're not exercising, so we have to be proactive to prevent falls. That's why when you're sitting in a chair, take this little stretch band. Okay, this will increase the strength. You can even put it in the bottom of your shoe and you can
Right.
just stretch. You can lift weights when you're sitting here and you think, well, that's just a 2-pound weight. But guess what? You're doing something.
Yeah.
Something beats nothing. You think, well, I can't make it out to the store.
I was going to ask you why the Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Well, guess what? Don't we all have soup in our refrigerator? I mean, not in our refrigerator, we may.
You can keep it there if you like.
But we will have soup in our cabinets, and so we can just sit around and just use these to exercise
And even though
with.
the weight is not all that significant, the
It's
repetition,
the repetition.
is what's going to help do that. I see you've got a nightlight here, and that goes for pretty much people of all ages, I would think.
That is people of all ages, but what happens is that, you know, we get up and during the night and we have to run to the bathroom and then there's not light, and then what do? We trip and fall.
Yep.
Or sometimes we do not hold our bladder and then people slide and fall into
Right. All right, I'm assuming you brought the extension cord here. Get them out of the way, right?
Get the extension cord out of the way. It needs to be tied up, it needs to be secured, it needs to be flush against the wall. We need our floors to be free of clutter.
Right.
We need to, in the kitchen, we need to have everything at the hand's reach. We do not need to be reaching above or bending below, because then if we bend, we're going to lean forward, we're going to lose our balance, we're going to fall.
And it doesn't take but just a small thing to kind of trip that cycle into effect.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And lastly,
why do I have my telephone here? Because if I take a fall, and most people do, and I've had 3, and so if you take a fall, how are you going to call for help?
Right.
Do you wear the pendant? Do you have a cell phone on you, or do you have your cordless phone? Well, you have to have a way to call for help, because after 30 to 60 minutes, then we begin to lose muscle cells. So you know the old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it. And so,
very good advice. You've got all this and more that's available right at home. Paige, thanks so much for coming by. We could talk for a lot longer, but we're running out of time. If you want to get in touch with Paige and the folks at Right at Home, call them at 803-2898.
correct.
2898. And they are located on Preschool Lane in Hickson. You can find one close to you by checking out the website, rightathome.net.